On behalf of the entire board of the Indian American Bar Association and all of its members, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the second annual and 10th anniversary banquet, Embracing a Decade of Change. To mark this momentous occasion in our Bar Association's history, we've commissioned a video montage featuring our founders, our past presidents, and our integral members as they discuss why they founded IABA, discuss some of the top achievements in the past decade, and look to talk about what they want IABA to go in the next decade. Join us as we watch this visual celebration of our anniversary as we embrace a decade of change.
Well, this was really the brainchild of Ashish Prasad, the very first president. In 1999 to 2000, I was just coming off of the Asian American Bar Association presidency myself when Ashish Prasad approached me about lunch, and we ended up going out to lunch in the spring of 2000 and decided, well, this would be a really good idea once I had finished the presidency with the Asian American Bar Association. At that time, we thought it would be really good to be able to foster professional development between Indian lawyers, but we had no idea how many Indian lawyers were actually out there, South Asian lawyers were actually out there.
We started IABA 10 years ago because it was time for such an organization to come into being. At the time, there were very few South Asian attorneys in the marketplace, and now the number has grown, I'd say, tenfold. And the years to come, we're going to see IABA grow and continue to get stronger. In the first 10 years, we saw IABA members grow from young associates, from young prosecutors to becoming judges, to becoming partners at law firms. And in the next 10 years, I'm confident that we're going to see our young membership grow and continue to develop in their ranks and do greater and more important things as IABA grows.
I think the purpose of this organization is to serve the South Asian legal community as well as the South Asian community in general. When I first started as a lawyer, there weren't many South Asian lawyers. This organization provided a venue for us to network and grow and develop professionally. It also helped the South Asian community in advocacy issues by doing things like drafting amicus briefs on issues that were of concern to the South Asian community.
I think the purpose of this organization is to show the Indian and South Asian community that there is a presence in the legal community for our community. So many of us growing up had so many role models and examples in medicine and engineering and business, friends and family we could turn to for advice, who we could look to as mentors and as examples of what to do for success in those fields. But for law, that was something that we were lacking. And I think that is a primary purpose that I see the organization serving.
I would say I think the purpose differs for different people. For me, when I think about why I joined IABA, I didn't know anything about IABA, had not even heard of it until I went to an event several years ago, probably 2006, with a former law school friend of mine and somebody I ended up serving with many years on the board. He said, here's this Indian Bar Association that I've been a member of for a little bit. He graduated from law school before I did, and I went with him to an event, and we went in, and I expected it to be very formal and just sort of formal professional networking. And there was that, but the other component was that he had friends. These people were all his friends, and I thought that was so wonderful, and I feel like that's sort of why I initially became involved in the Bar Association, was to build these types of friendships, but at the same time have professional connections with these people. And I feel like over the years, I've had friendships with people, but I've also been able to use the people I've met in IABA as professional resources. And even this week, before I came in here, I talked to somebody about a friend's family member who had an incident in Texas, and one of our members was like, hey, I can help you with that. And I feel like I'm constantly looking to IABA members as resources for legal questions that I have that aren't necessarily things that I deal with in my practice. So friendship and professional connections.
I think the purpose of IABA is fairly simple. It's one, to help each other, two, to help others, and along the way, hopefully three, we'll help ourselves.
Well, it means a lot of things. IABA is a great organization. It's helped me in so many ways. It improves the enthusiasm of all the people that are a part of it. IABA is a wonderful organization.
IABA has been great for me. When I joined IABA, I was a brand new attorney right out of law school, and it was an opportunity for me to meet a lot of really wonderful people, to really network, to meet other role models in the Indian American community, people who were lawyers who could sort of guide me as I made my way into the profession. And beyond that, I just met some amazing people. That's probably what stands out most about IABA for me personally. Although, of course, I spent 3 years on the board and spent a year as president, and so those were great opportunities for me to develop my own leadership skills and to really give me a forum to impact the community.
IABA is a very, very valuable organization to me. I am just so proud of the way that it's grown from just a couple handfuls of lawyers who are working very hard to the organization that it is today. I'm looking forward to future growth as well. It's been a tremendous support system for me. There are a number of members of IABA who have been very supportive of me. I was appointed the first female Indian American judge in 2001, in June of 2001. And this would not have happened without major support from people who believed in me from this organization all along.
Well, I have a lot of fond memories and some not so fond memories, but some of the fond memories I would say are the many happy hours that IABA organized, particularly those over at Lizzie McNeil's over the summertime, where I made a lot of great friendships. Another fond memory is organizing the NASABA convention that was here in Chicago.
Oh, I have many fond memories. Since I was part of the organization since 2003, but part of the board since 2005 and 2006, I've seen the organization grow tenfold, hundredfold perhaps. Probably the strongest memories I have are of the NASABA convention of 2008. Well, that's probably because I had to run it. But beyond that, the organization has helped me build the greatest friendships that I have. It's just so many memories between great happy hours, excellent quarterly luncheons, and so much more. IABA has done a lot.
The fondest memories I have of IABA are probably just the people. I've met so many great people, made a lot of good friends through IABA on my time, both as a member and on the board. And it's really inspiring to be around so many dynamic people, people with a lot of passion and energy, great ideas, who really want to change the world. And it's just wonderful to feed off of that.
I think the primary way it's helped the community is through the pro bono clinic located at the Indo-American Center. As far as I know, it's the only clinic of its kind in the country. And it's providing pro bono services in a variety of subject areas for a community that's in need of advice in those areas, for a community that doesn't have the resources to go to a paid attorney or a law firm to help them with these problems. And it's not just immigration. You know, there's landlord-tenant, there's employment law, there's general litigation, there's all kinds of issues that our community faces that the pro bono clinic has done a masterful job in helping out with. And the pro bono clinic has been around for many years. The Indo-American Center started it many years ago. It went in a lull for a couple of years, and then IABA, in partnership with the Indo-American Center, got it going again. So, and that, I think, is one of the proudest achievements that IABA has had in the community. IABA has also played roles in other areas. It has led efforts in addressing problems that have occurred in South Asia, such as the recent rule of law issues in Pakistan and other tragedies in India and so forth, and raising money for those efforts. It provides a voice for those issues. And mostly, not mostly, but lastly, it has helped train and educate our young attorneys. provided them mentorship, provided them with leadership and discussion regarding certain subject areas, and I think it's going to continue to do so and continue to provide all sorts of opportunities for the youth in our community, in our legal community, and to continue to find ways in our general community as well.
I think there's a couple of reasons why now is a particularly exciting time for us. I think an organization depends on the strength of its members, and the members are the ones who are actually the foundation and allows an organization to grow and prosper. And as you can see from everybody around you, we've put on a fantastic banquet, have had fantastic support from not only our sponsors but from the South Asian community. So, relying on our membership and the individuals around us have made our events just a lot more exciting as far as CLEs go. Our happy hours, social networking has been phenomenal this year. And in addition, we've had a very successful pro bono clinic. So with all those things going on, with Reliance, with their strong membership and the foundation of our community, it's been a very exciting time. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's also a very exciting time given in light of what is going on in today's economy. This organization is one that should be relied upon not only in the good times but in the bad. And we've been able to use, at least a lot of our members have been able to use our organization as a crutch to not only find employment, to find mentors, and to find just support in general as they go through their own hard times and tribulations. So that's one of the reasons why I see this organization being a successful time for us, is not only because of our strong membership, but also the cane or the crutch that we have been for our surrounding members in our legal community.
Now is a very exciting time for IABA, and I can say this as treasurer of this organization because we are in the best financial situation that our organization has ever been in. By having more funds than we've ever had before, we're in a unique position to grow the services that we offer. We can have more public interest fellows like the ones you saw being awarded today. We can start a charitable foundation and help various organizations and endeavors throughout Chicagoland. We can look to recognize more community service organizations that are doing great work in Chicago. We can grow our charitable and philanthropic and pro bono services more than we could ever imagine. We could grow into the IABA that our founders wanted us to be, and we could do the things that our current members are envisioning for us in the future. We've done a lot over the past decade, but by being in a strong financial situation when other organizations are struggling, we're confident that the next decade of IABA will bring great success and great change of the likes that everybody is looking forward to.
The future of IABA is very bright. In the past 10 years, we've seen IABA grow from a fledgling organization to an organization that hosts national conferences, has annual banquets, has a pro bono clinic, and has mentoring programs, and has CLE programs. And that's the many things that we've accomplished in the past 10 years. In the years to come, IABA, with this growing membership, will continue to become stronger and become a major presence within this community.
I see IABA Chicago as the preeminent bar association in Chicago over the next 10 years. There's a couple things that really play into our vision for the organization over the next 1, 3, 5, and 10 years. Some of the big initiatives I see coming down the pike include a structural change, creating an IABA Chicago Foundation, which in turn will allow us to provide a public fellowship or grant for young South Asian lawyers who are contemplating either going to law school or who are currently in law school and contemplating service in particular fields or sectors. Another initiative I'd like to accomplish over the next year would actually be to tweak our already new annual banquet theme and create an annual charity banquet which benefits a different South Asian organization in the community every year. For example, Upnagar, Hamdard, the Indo-American Center. We've worked with these organizations, and I think we can do a little more to give something back. At the end of the day, there's a number of things we'd like to accomplish over the next 1, 3, 5, and 10 years. As long as we keep on growing as we've grown over the last 10 years, we're well positioned to do so. And as long as we keep recruiting the talent we need to do so, we're in a good position.